Hey, how's it going, art nerds, and welcome back to another Markk video. And in this video, we finally hit 20,000 subscribers, and man, I don't know what to say, man. I'm genuinely happy. Thank you all so much. I couldn't have made it here without you. Well, obviously. But yeah, I was thinking for 20,000, like I did for 10,000, I'm gonna do a Q&A every 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 until we hit like 100,000, and maybe I'll start doing it every 100,000, if that makes sense. But yeah, I put on my community post a couple of days ago as of me recording this, and I asked some of you guys to ask me some of your burning questions so I can answer it on a video just like the way I did when I hit 10,000 subscribers. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it with this first question. Okay, so question by AB54099, thank you for the question. They asked, how did you balance art study / training with actual projects, and any tips on making your own curriculum on whatever subject you decide to study on? Huge congrats on the milestone. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so how do you balance art studies and training with actual projects? Well, you have to realize your priority. And by the way, for all these questions that I'm answering, I'm going to give you my own personal answers, as it should, because this is my Q&A. So I'm answering these questions according to what I personally do. So I'm not saying this is like the industry standard or what you yourself necessarily should be doing. But basically, for me, you have to realize your priority. So obviously, I want to keep getting better as an artist, but my projects are also really important to me. So if I could rank them, my projects come before practicing, because in reality, when you work on those projects, you are practicing. It, for me personally, is the best way of practicing. It's like practical. It's one thing to draw anatomy over and over and over and over again on a blank piece of paper, and it's another thing to make a comic book where you have to draw the human anatomy in like multiple panels from multiple angles, and it challenges you in all types of ways. So my priority is my projects come first. So what that means is every day I have a quota, whether it's 2 pages I have to do today or 3 pages that I want to do today. After I hit my quota, then I can decide on what I want to do for the rest of that day, you know, assuming I don't have any other responsibilities to do, you know, like work or school or edit videos or something like that. So when I finish my page quota for that day, and sometimes I don't finish my page quota till like late at night, and on those days I won't study. So yeah, I do pages first. I do what I need to do first, projects wise, that's videos and comics. Then if I have free time, I'll practice. But yeah, I don't want to take too long on this one question. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next question from Devin Whitlock. Congratulations, this is well deserved. Thank you. What are you reading / enjoying right now? Does it impact your work at all? Thanks again for everything. Yes, that is a very good question. Thank you for asking, Devin. You're a real one. I see your comments all the time and I appreciate it. Okay, so I am currently reading Dandadan, the manga. That's what I'm reading right now. And I'm also reading this book by Napoleon Hill. I actually read the book a couple years ago, and I'm rereading it again because it's really good. By the way, I recommend you read books like that and not just manga, because reading actual books helps you grow mentally in a lot of ways. But yeah, I'm reading Dandadan and Think and Grow Rich. Dandadan is the biggest inspiration to my art style right now. Right now, Dandadan is what I'm reading, and I'm really enjoying it story-wise, and like, God, the panels are so dynamic. As for Think and Grow Rich, if you've read that book, it's man, it just gets your head, your mental state in like the best place ever. It's like pretty much everything that I talk about in my videos in some way like stem from that book. My ideologies about like work ethic and grind and kind of like bending reality to your preference, like kind of making life what you want it to be, comes from my, you know, reading of that book. But that's all I'll say on that, because I don't want to talk too much, because I could talk forever about that. Next question is from Alexander Ramirez. Congrats on another milestone. I would like to ask on how to be more social online and how to make art mutuals. Also, is it worth starting on Instagram in 2022? Okay, there's 2 questions that I see in here. How to become more social online. DM artists that you like, that are reasonable. Don't DM, like, I'm not saying, don't, like, you can DM them, but try to DM people that are around your follower count that are most likely to respond. And try to just be nice. Tell them what you think about their art. Obviously, if it's nice, don't be a dick. Don't like critique people who aren't asking for critiques. And that's how you kind of just build relationships. I don't know, it's pretty much that easy for me. I saw an artist that I like that could realistically reply to me, and I just DM them. I just tell them I love their work, and that's how you just be more social online to make art mutuals. Just tell people how you feel about their art and just be genuine. And don't go in with an ulterior motive. Just actually go in to build a cool relationship. For your second question, is it worth starting on Instagram in 2022? Yes, it is not too late. Instagram is not the best application for artists, but believe me, it's not too late. I've talked about it extensively on my channel and on my podcast channel. By the way, go follow Artcast. Artcast gonna blow up. But yeah, consistently put out good work that provides value. Next question is from channel name still pending. Well, I'll be waiting then. Channel name still pending. Hi DD, love the content. Always enjoy when I'm drawing or in a drive somewhere. Thank you. That aside, do you have any plans for future series, and how long do you expect Metal Souls to go? Great question. If you know me, you know I love talking about my series, Metal Souls included, man. Okay, so right now my plan is keep Metal Souls going, but as of right now, I don't really feel an incentive for Metal Souls, right? I don't want to talk too much about it, but with the way the publisher is going and everything like that, Metal Souls is slow, meaning like I don't have to keep drawing it because I'm really fast and I don't want to overproduce content for reasons that I don't feel like explaining right now because I'm lazy. So I decided I'm going to start another series. Why? Because I can do that, because I have the speed to do that. And I'm not saying that to brag, it's just like genuine, you know what I mean? And I don't recommend you do this. Please don't be that guy that has multiple series. I know I sound like a hypocrite, but this is like my circumstance. Like for me, making manga is something that like I itch to do. If I don't do it, I just don't feel right inside. So I don't feel the need to make Metal Souls at that super speed. So instead of like making Metal Souls at that speed and, you know, causing me so much problems, I'd rather just have another series. So that's what I'm doing. I'm currently working on another series. If you listen to the podcast, you probably know this. And it's a series that, as of me recording this, is going to drop at the end of September. Not sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I'm fairly certain I'm going to put it on Manga Plus. And I'm just putting it out there for fun. I don't know, Metal Souls is not as fun. I mean, Metal Souls is fun, but before I got into Saturday AM, I used to put my comics on Webtoon. And the best part about putting my comics on Webtoon was I got feedback from readers. I could see your comments, I could see the amount of likes, I could see you guys in the comment section like theorizing what's gonna happen or spotting Easter eggs that I put in, and like it's actually nice to see those things. In Saturday AM, I don't get that at all. So when I draw Metal Souls, it's a lot of work, and I put in time and I put in effort to get those pages done, and it's just gone in the ether. It's not satisfying at all for me. So future plans, I'm making a new series, Ruthless Render. As for how long do I expect Metal Souls to go, I think Metal Souls is going to be like, and this is me kind of pushing it a little bit, kind of like so I don't undersell how many chapters it's going to be. It's not long. It's going to be like 90 chapters, 98 chapters, something like that. It's not long at all. I don't want to work on Metal Souls forever because in my eyes, I'm not going to blow up off of Metal Souls. Metal Souls is my rookie series. It's like, there's a lot of amateur stuff in it, but by the time I hit that chapter 98, chapter 90, I would have enough experience to where like, my next thing could be my blow up thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, next question is by Artie Draws. Congratulations on 20K, your art is so pretty, thank you. Pause. My question is, can you / will you ever do a tutorial on how to be an art YouTuber? Like for artists who want to blah 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 but don't know how, but the first steps are great video comment. Okay, yes, I do plan on making a video like this. I wanted to do it maybe when I hit like 50K, but I have it written down in my Google Docs where I plan on my videos. I have like the skeleton of that video written out because as I'm growing, as I'm experiencing these things, I'm like making notes in that outline of that video. So I'm going to talk about that when the time is right, but for sure, I'm definitely planning a video like that. I think it'll be really fun. But good question though, thank you, Artie. Next question is by Coda CR8 or Coda Crate. Wow, I love your channel so much, it's so inspiring, thank you. But yeah, anyways, you mentioned you live in Nigeria in your previous Q&A. Are you actually from Nigeria? If you are, where exactly are you from? Do you have a recommendation or study guide for upcoming artists? If not, could you make one? It'll be really helpful. Number 3, your art style is really good. Could you recommend artists with very nice / unique artists so I can check them out? Thank you for doing what you do. You're my new role model. Stay blessed. God damn, thank you so much. Role model. I don't think I'm worthy to be anybody's role model. But thank you, man. What do you mean, am I actually from Nigeria? What do you mean, actually? Yeah, man, I'm actually from Nigeria. I was born and raised there, man. I left Nigeria to come to the US when I was 14. So yeah, I'm more Nigerian than I am. I'm just Nigerian, dude. I'm a Lagos boy, born and raised in Lagos. Recommendation or study guide for upcoming artists. Start with the fundamentals. And some people hate it when you just say fundamentals. So I would just say it this way. But I'd probably say maybe start off with like doing simple shapes, then do like after that go into perspective. So putting those simple shapes into perspective. And obviously when I say simple shapes, that also like includes like 3D shapes, like turning them into 3D shapes and being able to turn them in any like angle. Then learn perspective, put those shapes in perspective, then maybe go into like, you know, basic gestures. And then after basic gestures, maybe anatomy and figure drawing. And then after anatomy and figure drawing, maybe do like values. And maybe after values, composition. And maybe after composition, then you can go to colors. I would say colors should be like the last stage. You don't have to stay on one until you master it, because you never master it. I'd say do one until you get a good understanding of it and then move on. But yeah, that's off the top of my head if I could come up with like an air quote curriculum. But yeah, thank you for the question, Coda. Appreciate you. Next question is by Arun. Man, you have reached a lot of milestones recently. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. The imposter syndrome goes up the more those numbers go up. So yeah, you best believe I know I've reached a lot of milestones. My question would be, how and where did you learn the coloring method of yours and how to practice rendering a piece? Okay, I taught myself my coloring style. Every technique that I use on Clip Studio Paint, I did not watch any tutorial. I learned it myself. I just used to mess around in like the software and try all types of things and kind of like use them practically. And I came up with my coloring style by looking at other artists and trying to replicate what I see them doing with their coloring. I think my coloring style is literally just cell shading, but I took it to another level where I started doing multiple layers of cell shading, if that makes sense. And maybe on the screen right now you might see what I'm talking about. And like I said, studying artists that I like, for example, Third PHP's coloring style is, you know, one of my biggest inspirations. Same thing with Steph and Gian on Instagram. Those guys, I love the way they color. CalArts on Instagram as well, shout out to them. Their coloring style inspires me. And Yusuke Murata's coloring style, because I have two coloring styles if you don't know. I have the quick one, the fast one, which is the cell shading one. And I also have the Markk coloring style, which I just learned. I'm not that great at it yet, but I'm like learning it. It takes so goddamn long, so I don't do it as often. But yeah, thanks for the question, Arma, I appreciate it. Next question is by My 2D Animations. How long do you think a journey will be to reach Yusuke Murata's level? I mean, he is my art idol and I want to reach that. Same, bro, same. But I can't focus much on art due to school and boards and exams, etc. Do you think one can learn and master art along with studies and stuff? Yeah, man, look, listen. I'm a firm believer in everyone being able to bend their reality to their will. Life is kicking my ass right now, but I'm still a firm believer in that. And only time will tell if I'm right. But I genuinely believe from like the deepest part of me that that's the way it is, you know? So how long will it take to reach Yusuke Murata's level? I can't give a time, man. I say personally, okay, so I would just say this. Personally, I have a goal of being at his level when I'm at his age. I think that's very realistic. He's like 40 something and I'm 22, so I have a lot of time. If you have a lot of stuff in your life, you have to, like I say, you have to want it, man. You have to want it. I had and I still have a lot of stuff going on that realistically should stop me from drawing and doing as much as I do, because I have a podcast, I'm active on Patreon, I'm active on social media, I have 2 series, a YouTube channel that I upload on weekly, my podcast was also weekly, I forgot to say that. I have a separate Patreon for I'm doing a lot, but you have to make time. If it's really important to you, you will make time, and nobody can force you to like prioritize it, right? Because I know who I want to be like. I want to get to Murata's skill level. And so the question that comes next is, what am I doing to take myself from who I am now, or I guess who I was when I first started, to his level? Well, I'm doing everything that I can, and you guys can see that. And I hope that my blood, sweat, and tears showing my videos and my artwork and everything that I do, that I'm really working hard for this. And there's no money. A lot of the times it feels like there's no praise. It's a very lonely thing, very lonely career path, but I'm still doing it because that's how bad I want it. If I didn't have clout, if I didn't have any of you guys, yeah, that would suck, but I would still be doing it without any praise, without anybody in my corner. But I'm lucky I have that now. But thank you for the question, my 2D animations. Next question is by Brokanic. Brokanic, I like your name. Hey, yo, let's go. Been nothing but motivated since finding this channel. If I could ask a question, what are your hobbies outside of art, if you have any? What are some things you enjoy that aren't related to channel? Thinking about specific art/channel for too long will probably burn you out. So what are the things you enjoy outside of it? Yeah, I like this question. Thank you. I like it when people ask me about other things besides art. I feel like that girl that's always like, why can't guys ever just like me for my personality? I'm like, why can't people just like me for my non-artiness? God, that was such an L joke. Yeah, what are my hobbies outside of art? Video games. I'm huge into video games. I'm such a big fan of video games. If not for art, I would be playing them so much. Before I became DD Mark, if I didn't have school or anything, I'd literally just play video games from 8 AM to 12 at night. So yeah, I love video games. I don't play anymore. I mean, I play maybe like once every 3 weeks or something, but I'm still heavily invested in it. So I'm watching videos and news about it, what games are coming out, what the game reviews, how every game that comes out is performing and everything. So I'm very updated on games. For example, as of me recording this, I'm super hyped for the new Assassin's Creed that they just announced, Assassin's Creed Mirage. But to be honest with you, I'm more hyped for Assassin's Creed Project Red, or is it Code Red? I don't know. The ninja one. I wish that one came out first. I wish Mirage came out after. Man, I'm so hyped. But yeah, really into video games. I used to be into the MCU, but the MCU is kind of garbage to me now, and I'm very burnt out on it. I used to be really into superhero stuff. I still love superheroes, but the MCU has kind of made me burn out on superheroes in general. But yeah, that's what I'm into. Thanks for asking, Brokanic. Next question is by Sakeboya. I hope I pronounced that right, man. Have you ever had deadlines with your comic that you genuinely thought you couldn't make? No. No. I feel so mean saying this because Fred, the CEO of Saturday AM, always talks about how the deadlines are always insane, but the deadlines have just been extremely chill for me. I've actually gotten to a point where I was like 2 chapters ahead. But I have experienced like deadlines that I thought I couldn't meet, not from Saturday AM or from any publisher, but deadlines that I set for myself. So sometimes I might overestimate my own speed. Like when I set a deadline, y'all, I do not flake on that. I am hard-headed, so I will not push it back. I know there's nobody lording it over me. I can push it back realistically if I want. There's no consequence, but I will do everything in my power to meet that deadline. But the funny thing is, I've pulled all-nighters to meet deadlines that I set for myself. So you can call me DD dumbass in the comments if you want. Well, thanks for the question, Saki boy. Your next question is by Joji Kamiya. Oh, Joji, what's up, man? That's my guy. Congrats on your 20K. I've been subscribed since your 3rd video. I know, man. Thank you. And I watch your vids religiously every week. My question is, when and where will RR be released? I said it earlier in this video, I think, but Manga Plus mainly. And I want to build a community. Yeah, I don't want clout. I don't want to think about anime. I just want to make stories that people enjoy. So Manga Plus, personally, to me, is the only best thing. I was gonna have it on Webtoon before, but I feel like Manga Plus seems more tailored for me. Like Webtoon doesn't care about you if you make manga. But yeah, Manga Plus is where I'm gonna have it at. So when Ruthless Render Chapter 1 drops, I want every single one of you listening to go in and leave me a critique, because at the end of the day, I decided to work on Ruthless Render, not even to make it a series, but just to practice. Like, I had a problem where I was too fast with Metal Souls. So basically I had to talk to my editor like, okay, I'm too fast and it seems like it's being a problem. What do I do so like I don't have to work on Metal Souls? And he was like, practice, like draw, like working on like action and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll practice. And then I tried practicing like on just blank pieces of paper, and I'm like, oh, this is frustrating, because I never, like when it comes to making comics, I've never practiced making comics unless it was actual comics. Like I never did that thing where it's like practice panel or practice page. I never did that shit. I just made a whole one-shot or a whole chapter 1, and I got my practice in that way because I make a lot of mistakes doing that and I learn from it. So yeah, Ruthless Render Chapter 1 will be on Manga Plus, probably also on Webtoon, maybe also on Manga Dex. It's gonna be everywhere that I can put it on. We'll see, but support me on there. Let's make Ruthless Render a big thing. But yeah, thank you for the question, Joji. Appreciate your support, brother. Next question is by It's May. How much time did it take you to be where you are now? Is it okay if I'm taking more time than others and improving? Also, it's been around 1 year, but still I'm not able to draw good manga drawings. Tips would be pretty helpful. Okay, how long did it take me to get to where I am now? My whole life. It took me my whole life to get me where I am now. But I started taking drawing seriously 2 years ago, I think. When I was 20 years old, when I was 20 in college. So like that's when I ramped up my seriousness. And yeah, according to your other questions, yeah, drawing good takes a long time. I said it in my how to draw anything video. Just getting mid at drawing takes a really long time. Drawing is one of those skills. It's to be an artist, it's a high skill job, so it takes time. All you need is pretty much just dedication. That's what separates the winners from the losers. The winners are the ones that are able to like keep going even if they feel like they're not making any progress or they feel like they're not moving forward. The winners stick on it. The losers are the ones that quit early because it's too hard. So stick with it, but hope that helps. It's me. Next question is by Jimmy Noel. First off, congrats on the new milestone. Thank you. Second, have you ever met any other member of Saturday AM? If yes, who? I have never met anybody in Saturday AM physically. I have spoken to them over like voice calls, but I've never met any of them in person. I have, however, been in DC, the actual like capital DC, the same time Whyt and Jay were doing some library thing, but I don't think it was open to the public. That's why I didn't go to see them. And by the way, I'm still hiding my face, so I don't think I would have gone to see them anyways. Yeah, I don't want to show my face anytime soon. But thanks for that question, Jimmy Noah. Next question is by OBD Artist. Congratulations. My question is kind of simple. Do you have a manga volume collection and can we see it? Plus, face reveal question mark? Oh my god, that's a coincidence. I swear to god, that is a coincidence that this question came next. So yeah, I do have a manga collection. It's a weird one. I only collect volume 1s. So I don't think I have any manga more than volume 1. Because I read volume 1 physically and then I read the rest online. So I have a bunch of volume 1s. I have Fire Punch Volume 1, Apple Black Volume 1, One Punch Man Volume 1, Fire Force Volume 1. So I don't have my collection in front of me, so I'm trying to remember. I think I have Kaiju number 8 Volume 1, Sakamoto Days Volume 1. What I really want is Dandadan Volume 1. I can't find it anywhere. Dandadan Volume 1 and Gachi Akota Volume 1. But yeah, I have a collection of Volume 1s. I'm probably not going to keep that up for too long. I'm probably going to start buying some Volume 2s, but we'll see. As for face reveal, I'll do a face reveal when I hit 100,000 subscribers. It. Yeah. I'll do a face reveal when I hit 100,000 subscribers. Does that mean I'll start doing face cam videos? Probably not. Who knows? Maybe, but probably not. But I'll do a face reveal when I hit 100,000 subs. So if you really want to see my crusty, dusty ass face, then sure. And by the way, if we ever went to high school and you see my face, don't message me asking for money. Because when people find out what I do, and believe me, I hide it. I try my best to hide it. But some people find out, they always ask me for money. It's strange because I'm still poor. Next question is by Red Riot. If you could study under one artist, who would it be? Tatsuki Fujimoto. I was going to say Yusuke Murata, but if I could rank Tatsuki Fujimoto first, then Yusuke Murata. But yeah, that's my answer. Thank you for the question, Red Riot. Next question is by Chip Draws. Congrats on 20K. Thank you. Who's your favorite mangaka except Murata? Because I know how much you like him. Fujimoto. Tatsuki Fujimoto is my favorite after Murata. Then Gege Akutami of Jujutsu Kaisen. Then Naoya Matsumoto of Kaiju number 8. And then Yuko Nobutatsu of Dandadan. And then maybe Kei Urana of Gachi Akuta. And yeah, that's my list. Thank you for the question, Chip Draws. Next draw is by Adadre. What's your end goal? Like, what do you as a person and you as DD Markk want to become? As DD Markk, I wanna be able to do art for a living. It sounds very like surface level, but I wanna be rich. Not because I wanna buy fast cars and talk to attractive women, but because I don't know. My family we've been poor, man, for like the last few generations, and I don't want that for my kids. And that's another thing that I do want out of life. Is one of my big dreams is to be a father. So I want to give my kids everything that I couldn't have when I was a boy. So money, yes. Is it smart that I'm doing art for money? Probably not. But yeah, like I have so many goals. I want to be able to make a living off art. I want to make money so I can take care of my mom, dad, brother, sister, girlfriend, cat, kids, you know, everybody in my life, friends. I also want to leave a positive impact on the world when I die. And this is a goal that might sound a little egoist, but I want to be remembered when I die for doing good things. Not just by my family, but by as many people as possible. I want to touch as many people as possible. Pause. I don't just want to like live and die and like a couple years later it's like I never existed at all, you know? I don't want that. I want to be able to leave some positive impact on the planet. So even when like years after I'm done, you know, even if people might not actively remember me, there's like remnants of the work that I've done still left on Earth. What does that mean? Like, what do I have to do to achieve that goal? I'm not sure yet, but you best believe that I'm heavily thinking about it and meditating on it. But I do want to be an inspiration to people. I do want to inspire people to pursue art and the arts and creative careers, because I genuinely hate that stigma of like art not being a viable career. I genuinely hate that because it caused me so much depression as a kid, because everybody, not just parents, everybody told me I couldn't do that. And I don't want anybody else to grow up like that, where like the arts and like creative fields is just so frowned upon that if you're just someone that's just naturally born and naturally inclined. I've always said it before, it felt like I was born to be an artist, but like the whole world is telling me not to be one. Can you imagine how that feels? How that feels? Since I was a boy, I've wanted to do this, and they kept on telling me no, no, no. And then it took me being depressed and borderline, you know, S word that I'm not gonna say for YouTube reasons. Took me being depressed and borderline S word to come to that realization by myself. It also helped that I read a lot of books too. So I have a lot of goals, man. I just want to be a positive force on this world before I go. But yeah, thanks for the question, Ada Dre. Next question is from the Alpha Ozaru. Can you do a roast your art video? Yeah, I want to do one. I just made a Discord. Well, my friends Third PHP and Mugwi, my awesome video editor for the Artcast podcast, just made a Discord, and that's gonna be my Discord. I don't know if I'm gonna make it Patreon exclusive. I'm still thinking. But yeah, I'm gonna do a DD roast video very, very, very soon. Maybe in like the next 3 weeks even. No promises though, but maybe in the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna have you guys put your stuff on this Discord, and I'm gonna roast it for a video. And I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna roast you. I'm gonna try to put some constructive stuff in there, but I'm gonna roast y'all. Also, I'm having trouble finding the easiest shapes to use when drawing because I've watched like a million tutorials. Do you have any advice on that? I don't know, break stuff down into their simpler shapes. Not sure how to answer that question. I hope that helps. Thank you for the question, Alpha Ozaru. Next question is by Sangita Kolas. How do I come up with, I'm sorry if I butchered your name by the way, Sangita, I'm sorry. How do I come up with character names? My characters belong to a completely fictional world. It's not Earth. They live in a very different realm. By the way, you're the best person ever. Thank you so much. Thank you. As for character names, I suggest you watch Whyt Manga's video about it. He has a very good video. Personally, I don't give too much thought to my characters' names unless like it really matters. So like I'll just name a character whatever I feel like. For example, there's a character in Ruthless Render called Tadashi Oda. How did I come up with that name? Well, Big Hero 6 was on in the TV, played in the background, and the big brother's name was Tadashi, and I was like, I like that name, so I gave him that name. Oda, I was like, man, Tadashi's a Japanese first name, I need to give him a Japanese last name. Who's the most famous Japanese person I know? Eiichiro Oda, so I gave him that name. So you can watch Whyt Manga's video and he can teach you how to think of names and put thought into it, or you can do what I do and not care, because in reality, a lot of times their names really don't care. Like, it just needs to maybe be catchy, maybe, but their names don't care to me personally. Next question is by Mito. Cat reveal? Congrats, by the way. Thank you. Cat reveal, here you go. This is my cat. His name is Miso, and he's a little troublemaker. But yeah, thank you for that fun question. And yeah, that's it, art nerds. That's all the questions, man. Whew, that was a lot of questions. I'm sorry if I sound like low energy. It's like really late at night, and I was working on another YouTube video before this one, because yes, I'm gonna get 2 videos ahead, baby, because I'm gonna take the whole next week off. Well, not week off. I'm gonna just spend the whole week drawing comics and not having to worry about videos. So yeah, there you go. Thank you all for watching this video. I'd appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end. Shout out to my patrons, they're the real MVPs. If you yourself listening want to support me on Patreon, I get a lot of cool stuff like my stream VODs, because I go live on Twitch and I don't save the streams on there. I keep the stream VODs up there just for a few days and I take them down. So I've taken them down, at least I hope I've taken them down by the time I'm releasing this video. And if you want to watch my stream VODs, they're on my Patreon, baby. So go ahead, sub to the Patreon for stream VODs, as well as other things like exclusive illustrations, my studies, my sketches. If you want to get, like, for example, Ruthless Render will come out really early on Patreon before it drops everywhere else. And like same thing for Metal Soul, so check that out. I also put my Clip Studio Paint, the layer files on there too, if you want to study the stuff that I do. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. I read all and respond to most comments. Till next time, art nerds, it has been I. Don't forget to kiss your mama, Mark. Peace and love, baby.